Here we go then, the PH25 Top 5, your best saloon, sports car, supercar, track car and hot hatch of the past 25 years. All that's left now is to find ourselves a winner. Okay, so in no particular order, our countdown begins with GR Yaris. Sorry, there's no giant killing on the cards today. This is not our winner of the best car of PH25. I'm sorry, but it's still a winner, isn't it? It's still your best hot hatch. It's still a cracking little car and absolutely warrants being here. Furthermore, while this maybe, doesn't look like it shares too much with the other cars here, it's a dorky little four-wheel drive hatchback where we've got supercars and sports cars and whatever. It's got a couple of really, really cool attributes and a couple of things that it definitely shares with our winner and that really, really mark it out. The first thing to note about the GR Yaris, probably its most important aspect in fact, is just how innovative this little car is. It is not merely a hot hatch with a big turbo and a big body kit. Toyota just approached this as a whole new thing from the ground up. It's not like any other Toyota, it's not like any other Yaris, it's not like any other hot hatch really, in just how bespoke and unique so much of it is. The chassis is unique to this car, the engine is unique to this car, some of the body panels are unique. It's the good old days of homologation specials that we thought had gone, back with a real bang, and that's awesome. That's just makes for a great hot hatch, makes for a PH icon, I would say. There's innovation everywhere, isn't there? We've got the world's most powerful, at the time, 3-cylinder engine with 261 horsepower. We've got that four-wheel drive system that can be adjusted to have more power going rearwards, more power going front. It's such a clever little car when the sector doesn't really have really clever little cars. It's a hot hatch all of its own, and that makes it really, really cool. And yeah, worthy winner of being your best hot hatch, and absolutely worth being in this final 6. It's a brilliant little car, and all that innovation makes it an absolute hoot on a beat road that feels just like a rally stage. Yeah, it's compact and it's light and it's agile. Toyota managed to get a four-wheel drive system and a turbo engine into a car and still make it as light as a GR86, and you can most certainly feel the benefits out here. Innovative cars are great cars, and the GR Yaris is a brilliant car. So, what else can the BMW M5 bring? Well, without wishing to put too fine a point on it, it's rear-wheel drive, and rear-wheel drive is just the best, isn't it? Having the front end of the car steering and then power going to the rear just provides the perfect balance for a fast car, doesn't it? Notably, this lineup doesn't have a front drive car in there, amazingly enough. That's not to say there hasn't been some wonderful cars over the past 25 years that are front drive, but yeah, for getting that balance, there really is nothing like it. And BMW has made it their calling card, haven't they? Front engine, rear drive. Just think of the wonderful M cars we've had over the years that have used that layout. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is probably M at its very best, isn't it? Everything about this E39 is it's so cohesive and it's in such perfect harmony, especially for using it on a road in Britain. There's just enough power, there's just enough grip, there's not enough braking, but that's old M cars for you, isn't it? There's the right amount of traction, it feels the right size, it just makes the right noise, the ratios are good, it's awesome. Like, it just proves you don't need configurability and settings and whatever to make a great M road car. To make a great road car, period. You just set things up properly and it works everywhere, and it's just joyous. It really is. And M5s are just cool, aren't they? I mean, look at this thing. The wheels are perfect, the stance is perfect, the details are perfect. That is how you do fast, cool, 4-door saloon. And if you want to do amazing jaw-dropping supercar, then nothing does it like a Porsche Carrera GT. I mean, look at this thing. The proportions are spot on, but it's not massive. It grabs your attention, but it's not over the top. It's just, it's a sensational supercar to look at, and it's even better to drive. So yeah, undoubtedly, a Carrera GT is a beautiful, beautiful supercar. It brings the style to this final rundown like little else, I would say, but it has way, way more than just good looks in its favour. If you'd seen our video on this car already, you'll know it could be here for any number of attributes, for its steering, for its ride, its handling, its gearbox, the traction, so many things, but really, there is one Carrera GT USP that stands above all others, and it is this wild, incredible, epic V10. We're really lucky, I think, with this final rundown, whether a car has 3, 4 or 8 cylinders, to have some wonderful, brilliant engines, but this really towers above all the rest of them. I think it towers above pretty much every engine ever. There's torque, there's power, there's this sound, and it just makes for such an all-encompassing supercar experience, because you're always doing something, you're always excited by something, there is always something to just blow your mind. And this is what we're scared of losing, isn't it? It's this interaction and this thrill and this joy of internal combustion cannot be repeated. Even in a GR Yaris, that car is not the same without its engine. We have to preserve these somehow, because this is a thrill like nothing else. Ah! So we're ticking a lot of boxes here, right? We've got innovation. This is a carbon tubbed car from 20 years ago. We've got rear wheel drive, we've got cool, we've got beautiful, and we do still have good value as well. I promise, I promise. Sure, it's not a 30k Yaris, this is now £1 million plus, but in the grand scheme of things, a Carrera GT can represent good supercar value. I mean, think about it. An Enzo is hundreds of thousands of pounds more, and you don't get a manual gearbox with one of those, and if you want an F50, you're thinking, what? Oh, wow. Another £1 million on top of what this costs, and a McLaren F1 doesn't even bear worth thinking about by comparison. And I have it on very good authority that the Porsche is the best one to drive. And I can well believe that. This is utterly incredible. Mum, I'm sorry I blew up your Polo learning how to heel and tow. It feels worth it now. But there's no way, of course, we could talk about fun to drive without doing the Caterham 7. Even after that Porsche, this is wild and feral and raving and crazy like you wouldn't believe. It's raw and it's exciting to drive. And it's so exciting to drive because it's light. That's the key thing that Caterham 7 brings to any test, and especially to this one. Light cars are fantastic cars. It means they accelerate like this. It means they corner like flies. I don't know, like they just dart this way and that. It means they brake. It means they brake like you've run into a wall. They just make the sensations and the thrill of driving so much more intense and so much more visceral. And when it's this good, light cars feel like the best cars in the world. See, there's lightweight and then there's Caterham doing lightweight. Check this out. This is what you hang the roof off. These wheels and tyres look like they're off a go-kart. This is the steering wheel. This is the whole door. And then you're at the end of the car. It's light, it's tiny, and it's brilliant because of that. I think we should also draw attention to the fact that, as well as being light, the Caterham 7 is a great British sports car, and PH would be nothing without great British sports cars. You know, it started off, of course, in the late 90s as somewhere for TVR owners to chat about their cars and about events, and then it grew and it expanded to incorporate Caterhams and Nobles and Lotuses before becoming the big broad church that it now is today. But nothing encapsulates that original appeal of PH like a back to basics, fast, thrilling, probably slightly over-engined British sports car. We do this thing like nobody else, and PH celebrates it. PH is all about it. Great British road, great British sports car. It really doesn't get much better than this, but it's not our winner. The Lotus Elise is our winner, that's why. If you think about what marks out a great PH car and what distinguishes the wonderful machinery we've got here with us today, then the Elise fulfills those criteria, I think, better than anything else ever. You've got the innovation and the value of the Yaris. You've got rear-wheel drive and the cool factor of the M5. You've got the fact it's another great lightweight British sports car like the Caterham. And you've got, I think, comparable style and, yeah, if not a V10 from the Carrera GT, then a wonderful, wonderful little engine in this K series. It honestly, it just wants to rev its heart out and, oh yeah. It's raughty and it's cammy and it's busy and it's the perfect match for this little car. I think we're spoiled. We've got some great drivetrains here. And this, you can't imagine an Elise with anything else. Now, of course, everybody and their mums has probably reviewed an S1 Lotus Elise in the past 25 years, but this is our winner. This is our best car since 1998. So we probably should draw attention to a few key sensational points about this Elise. I think the first thing to note, I'm going to go on about it again, it's just how light this is. That clever, innovative, extruded aluminium chassis just means the Series 1, all the Elises were so light and it just glides down a B road like this. It's automotive ballet, this car on a B road. It just, you're completely connected, of course, but it flows and it glides and it's just so... this is how all sports cars should be, because it's challenging, but it's not hard work. It's just so utterly enthralling and captivating. It's a dream. It is an absolute dream to drive this car, and that is why we think of it so highly. So here we are, the PH25 #1. The car that saved Lotus is the car that's come to best define what PistonHeads is all about over the past 25 years. And now look where we are in 2023 with Lotus and PH ready to take on the world. Your winner couldn't be anything but the Series 1 Elise.